My sense of Pakistan is that it's, as you say, very convoluted. It's not just that it's the Taliban and the government, that there are factions, there are Kashmiri militants who are now redeploying in this fight in Swat Valley, that you have mercenary type forces, that you have ideologically driven people, and so it's very complicated on the ground in Pakistan. And so while I hope that it'll be more sustainable, I'm not convinced it'll be sustainable. And I do worry about what happens to the nuclear arsenal between 60 and 100 weapons should there be increasing instability in Pakistan. But there's a second reason. This is the organization theorist in me, right? Which is that we usually assume much greater stability and safety in organizations than we know exists. And this is particularly true with control of nuclear weapons in these new nuclear states. And so much like my research is really about why intelligence agencies don't work very well, which I say is now my guarantee of lifetime employment. But we tend to overestimate the ability of organizations to do their jobs even when people are in control. So Pakistan, the fact that Pakistan says we have firm control over our nuclear weapons does not make me sleep better at night. Because there are all sorts of reasons why regular routines actually lead to crazy results, right? So I'll give you just one of my favorite historical examples of how the standard operating procedures that we normally think are good things in organizations can lead to really bad outcomes, right? So during the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962, a regularly scheduled test flight of the United States flies, the pilot makes an error, flies off course, goes in Alaska, goes into Soviet airspace, right? We're on heightened alert. The Soviets send MiG fighters to intercept that US aircraft. Because we're in heightened military alert, the authority to launch weapons on those aircraft, which included nuclear weapons, rested in the hands of the American pilots. Right? The pilots actually were returned to US airspace and nothing happened, right? Which we were very lucky. Which prompted a meeting at the White House with President Kennedy and his national security advisor, where they canceled all such test flights or other flights around the world. Previously scheduled, standard operating procedure, things will arrive, which prompted President Kennedy, as only Kennedy could say, there's always some son of a bitch who doesn't get the word. Things go awry, and even when we have previously scheduled routines, the adherence to those routines can sometimes lead to really bad outcomes. So I am inherently skeptical of command and control of nuclear weapons, particularly between Pakistan and India, which we know have a history of animosity and is a very dangerous relationship.